Wow, talk about a gut punch, huh? One minute we're watching a tropical storm, the next, boom, Hurricane Milton's gone Category 5 and is lining up a direct hit on Florida. I gotta say, it really makes you realize how quickly things can change during hurricane season.
It certainly does. It's this rapid intensification that makes hurricanes like Milton particularly concerning. You see, that speed, it really throws a wrench into things, makes it incredibly tough for coastal communities to prepare. And, well, in this case, we're staring down the barrel of a worst-case scenario for Tampa Bay. Landfall's projected for Wednesday evening.
Wednesday evening. Seriously, that's what, like 2 days from now? And it's not like the Tampa area is exactly a stranger to hurricanes, right? I mean, they just dealt with Hurricane Helene not too long ago.
Exactly. They're still recovering from Helene. So to have another major hurricane bearing down, it's a crushing blow. And what has me particularly concerned is this talk of an 8 to 12-foot storm surge. I mean, that's just unfathomable.
8 to 12 feet? Are you serious? That's okay. For our listeners who might not be familiar with storm surges, can you break down exactly what that means and what kind of impact we might see with Milton?
So picture this, a wall of water, twice the height of an average person slamming onto the shoreline. That's a storm surge. And with Milton, we're not just talking about some flooded streets. Projections show this could be the worst surge that area has seen in over a century. We're talking potential for historical levels of devastation.
Over a century? Wow. I mean, that puts it into perspective, doesn't it? We're talking about a level of impact that most people living there haven't even come close to experiencing. And it's not just the surge, right? There's the wind, the potential for massive rainfall.
You're right. It's not just one thing, it's everything. And you're right. If Tampa hasn't experienced a surge of that magnitude in over 100 years, many residents might underestimate the danger. Just because it hasn't happened recently doesn't mean it can't happen now. And then, on top of the surge, you've got the potential for torrential rainfall, possible tornadoes.
Right. We're talking 5-10 inches of rain, easy. On top of everything else, that's a recipe for disaster. Overwhelming, honestly. I can't even imagine what folks in Florida are going through right now.
It's a lot, no doubt. And this is where having access to reliable, real-time information becomes absolutely crucial. People need to be able to make informed decisions about their safety and the safety of their loved ones.
Absolutely. Governor DeSantis has declared a state of emergency, urging residents to prepare for power outages, potential evacuations. But even with all that, facing down a storm of this magnitude, it's a stark reminder of the power of nature, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It underscores the need for awareness, for preparation, and for a healthy dose of respect for the forces we're dealing with.
Well said. And for our listeners in Florida, we're thinking of you. Please take this seriously, be prepared, stay safe. And for everyone else, let this be a wake-up call. We've got to start asking ourselves, how can we as individuals and as communities become more resilient in the face of these increasingly frequent and intense weather events? Because let's face it, this isn't going away anytime soon.
Couldn't agree more. It's a conversation that needs to happen now more than ever.